Hello, hi. I'm mildly late, but welcome to my channel. My name is Chris Farrell. Welcome for tonight. It is Monday night, 8:32 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ooh, 8:33. We will be talking about 90 Day Fiancé. We are in season 9, and this was episode 4. Honey, come on. Pasta la vista. A little 90s reference, of course, to Terminator 2. No, actually, it's Terminator 1 when Arnold Schwarzenegger goes into, wait, no, Terminator 2, he goes into like some sort of like red mercury lava, like fire thing or whatever. He's like, made from, metal, whatever, God bless. He's like, hasta la vista, baby, something like that. Or see you something. You guys, I don't know, but that is, I'm like, I was so young when it came out. I was barely alive. And if you like, if you're working Hollywood, I was not alive. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. Babbledy babble. I am so happy you're joining us. If you haven't yet, please like this video. I often do recaps on my channel of, television shows and things. Tonight I'll be doing, of course, as I said, 90 Day Fiancé. I look like I have like mild bleaching cream on. I tried that like Dr. Jart's like curcadium cream or whatever, like that's supposed to like make you poreless, and it just like whited me out, honey. I kind of look mildly like one of like Bini's sisters, I'm talking about the one that doesn't wear like the best foundation. Oh wow, why can't you stay? No, stay. I'm so happy to see all my friends. Sorry, I'm drinking a pressed juicery, honey. They call it saffron batum. Non-dairy nut milk with agave, almonds, walnuts, sea salt, curry powder, turmeric, ginger, black pepper, cardamom, and saffron extract. Pretty much just kind of like a little curry, a little like hardcore, even more spiced golden milk. And it's great. I mean, that's great. It's sweet. There's a lot of agave in that. Sweet. Anyway, so excited to talk about that. I thought this was a really fun episode to talk about. I love the fact that we have a brand new couple to talk about finally, Pat and Tyus. I wrote down how to say her name. Wait. It's, God, dear God, I did it. Okay. Thais. I did it. I wrote down phonetically how to say it. Thais. Oh, was gone. Honey, she's gone. She really was just like in and out. Just like that movie with Calvin Klein. That was all, like in the 2000s. Or the 90s. It was great. I love me some In and Out. All right. So who should we start with first? Of course, on this episode, or maybe if you don't know, let me just be the bearer of bad news. We absolutely had no Mohammed at all. We never know what happened with the bidet. No Mohammed and Eve. So we don't know what's happening. Like he's just been running around with it like, like a dirty bottom, honey. He doesn't know what to do. Like she probably gets like one ply. It's so scratchy for him. He's like, what is this? I can't, ugh, like these, which I told you is how you say butt in Arabic, or at least Levantine Arabic. He's Egyptian, of course, and those are the two separate dialects. So I think it might be mine, Lebanese or like Levantine might be like a little like playful. I don't know what they say. So let's start, my loves, with the couple I don't care so much about, but it was still, I think, an important segment because it was notable. So that would be Ari and Bini. So obviously we know what happened with Ari and Bini, which was just like a whole bunch, God bless, of just like wine in her face. Like that wine was thrown, 1 second away from her face. And Vinny, just like was like, I don't see anything. No, I don't, what's happening? Like, look how close the wine and that glass is to her face. And his face, it's in between them. He pretends that he doesn't see anything. I'll never get over it. So anyway, so she's basically like, he's like, okay, so guess what? Remember how they threw that wine in your face like last night? Well, now we're all gonna go like hang out again, go get coffee. She's like, oh, no. I would rather do anything. Listen, I have me a Mimi. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have a family here. Like you have a family here. Like we got a big fight because they think that like they've been nice to me. They've absolutely not. They've never been family. I have Mimi, and Mimi takes care of my beautiful son, our beautiful son. And whenever I want, I'll just sit down in front of her and be like, Mimi, do my hair, and she will. I mean, she will do French braids, two of them. You know what I'm saying? And they're tight looking. You know, like Mimi does it, and I okay. Okay. First of all, it's amazing because like we think of like Gilded Age and stuff like that, of like servants and stuff like that. Like, obviously there's been lots of different ways in which we've had different power imbalances, but let's just talk about like paid servants or whatever, like, or people who just like are people in the house that help people. There's lots of different ways of that. Like we have like maids or whatever, like, like in my house, we have maids that come to once every 2 weeks. How lovely. Thank you so much. Mimi is obviously her like nanny, like takes care of that child or, and I don't have a child. So I've never had anyone that like lived in the house to take care of. Uh, no, listen, having said that, when I was a child, they did have a live in to take care of me. My mom insisted. So, and my dad worked. So that did happen. I hope that if I'm ever in the situation where I have to like invite a woman to come live, or I mean, I'm assuming it's a woman. I mean, God bless. A man maybe, but I was just a woman to come live in my house and like either help me take care of my kids or whatever. I hope that she is okay. A, doing my hair, but also B, I hope that she's awesome. I hope that like I get along with her a lot. I hope that she's really warm. I hope that like and I hope that we have like a good relationship, like I'll never know what it's like. I can't imagine to have like a Mimi. I can't imagine us having this like woman that you just pay that like can kind of be your like mom. Well, like it's an older woman who will like kind of like clean or like, yeah, take care of your child like a mom, like your grandma would, and kind of like your mom would do your hair. I'll, What I'm saying is, I'm gonna have a child just to have my own nanny, like a nanny for the child. But we're talking about it now. It'll be for me like I need a Mimi. I just like can't get over it. Like so, Ari's like I'm gonna stay here with Mimi and have my last like hours with Mimi, my family here. I'm not gonna go like have coffee with your like family that like hates me and like really ruined my shirt, honey. Come on, let's talk about it. And so he goes, and then the sisters are like, I can't believe she's not here. And then like the sisters are like pissed, and then the sisters are like, well, we don't, have any situation where we feel like we should apologize to her. In fact, she should apologize to us. And they're like, at some point, the producers must be like, come on, we need some sort of like Ari sisters interaction. So like just go to the airport. Because it doesn't really make sense for me for them to go to the airport unless this is maybe a cultural thing. It's like you were all together the night before, you were all together the day of, and now you don't also go to the airport. You can't even go through like customs. It's like not like, or airport in the 80s where you can like walk under the door, honey, whatever, God bless. But that's what happens. It's like hard to go to an airport. You're like in a van, like you just like park your van with your whole family, just like say goodbye there. It just seems a little, suspect to me. Come on. So, but anyway, that is what happens. So then, obviously they go to the airport, and the sisters are like, well, we don't want to see her. We're not going to see her. And so Ari's like, okay, I was literally going to like say hi if I had to say hi, but they don't want to see me. So, okay, I'm gonna like not see them. And then they kind of like assume and demand that Bini takes Avi from Ari to present to them to kiss them goodbye. And Ari's like, oh, no, absolutely not. You threw wine in my face last night. Like, we're really interested away. Like, absolutely not. Whether that was true or not, and producers who would, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I have a reason not to, and absolutely not. I'm just going to stay here with my baby. It's freezing outside. Mimi, me, my baby. Bye. Like we're 1 foot out the door of this honey, we're going to America. Come on. So the sisters like make a big to do to that, and I thought it was crazy. Mm. Um, what is Ari and Bini doing all day that requires a nanny? Now, in one of her testimonials or confessionals, she is going to kill me that my face is so white all of this video long. I can't think about it, honey. I'm just like telling you what it is. That's that like circadian Dr. Jart cream. I don't know why it makes you so white. Can someone please tell me? Um, Ari said, "I love you." Ari said that she's a writer, a creative writer. Do I have? Wait one second. I was. I like to go through Twitter, look at the hashtags, and just like look at fun tweets after I've seen it to kind of like see, uh, what people have been like enjoying and what like fun things have happened. Is that one? Oh yeah, that's a screenshot I took. Is there to the other one? Oh no, I didn't. But basically, yeah. Basically they were like, what does she write? Does she write like texts to her parents asking for more money? Because like they're just like living in hotels, honey, having mimis, just like driving to the airport, you know what I'm saying? Like in like what looks like, Uber XLs, I'm just like, she just like, gets to, I mean, God bless, like she lives a life, you know what I'm saying? God bless. I mean, it's the life that I want. Have I made that clear? Except for like the whole like kind of like a weird loveless relationship. But I do want a cute kid. Oh God, it's so hard. So, yeah, basically, sisters get really upset, and she's not gonna let them kiss him. And I get it because that baby's very cute. So they're like, we can't kiss him one more time. And it's like, look, I would have been nice to that mom. That mom, listen, if you throw wine in my face, and I have a child, I'm not obligated to have you do anything with my child unless you are his father. But even still, I'd be really upset. If you're not his father, I'd be like, well, my child, you threw wine in my face. I'm not saying you can't see your aunts and uncles if you have like siblings and you're playing with them or whatever, but like in this moment, didn't you just see him at the park? I mean, you just did. I saw you. He like ran over to you. It was really cute. He's sleeping now. He won't even remember this. You're just gonna wake him up, and I'm gonna have to like deal with like a crazy ass toddler through customs. So I'm like, also freezing, as I said. Um, Bougie Black Girl, yes. I love your top, honey. You know what it is? I bought that Hill House nap dress in black lace because I bought it in the white lace and I loved it so much. It's a dress. It's like a nap dress. It's so comfortable. It's a little see-through, but I'm wearing things. Hi, yay. So we're Amsterdam. I love you so much. Nagging and dancing. Ha ha ha. So basically, that's what that's what I'll have to say about them. I don't know what to say. He seems very much at the very end like, well, I'm going to see what happens, and I'm going to really hope and pray that I do the right thing, and I hope my family and I can do it. And meanwhile, the sisters are like, look, if it all falls to shit, if it all goes to hell, we have money. We'll just give it to you. You can fly back. That's the younger sister. The older sister, I'm gonna fix my hair. The older sister had this thing where she was crying so much and said that he was, and by the way, there's like a mask in my hair. So sorry. And this is a train of thought, always just hanging with a friend kind of thing. So sorry that my thoughts are all over the place, but the older sister said that he could be reckless, and she like cried about it. And I don't know exactly if she's just like afraid that he is going to go to America and not be, be like targeted in some way because he's, fun loving or, can, like not used to cultural things or whatever. And so that part hit home and I was afraid. I was like, I was sad for her. The younger sister, kind of the one like the troublemaker, like I'm sorry, I don't know their names. Like, she's just kind of like, I don't know. She doesn't do it for me. This is gonna be, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I think that his sisters are both beautiful. So, and I think this person has her moments. Okay. Did we talk about the fact, or did anyone ever spring the fact that the younger sister looks a little tiny bit like Natalie Nunn? A little bit, right? Like a little tiny bit. A little bit enough that every time she comes on, I'm like, I'm used to this shape of face being angry at a woman. There's a part of my soul that has seen a lot of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you think that she looks a little bit like Natalie Nunn? Can anyone validate that with me? If you are watching this in the live chat or when this video goes up, if you can drop an emoji of, is there a half moon? That's for Natalie Nunn. She appreciates that. She's kind of a little troll, right? I can do that a little tiny bit, right? Only because it's like, come on, a little bit. We all have things. The saddest part is how he does not see anything wrong with his sister's behavior, like defend your woman. I'll just I'll just never get over it. I don't think as a woman, truth be told, that if I was with a man and at some point this happened to me and I wasn't realizing it, but later on saw this picture and I was her, I don't think I'd go on with a relationship. I'd just be like, oh, you don't care. Oh, you don't care about me. I get it now. Like, it would just be very, like in a picture, obvious. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And this picture is, I don't care about you. And I'll pick and choose the battles to be with you. Like, and who knows how long this will last, over and over again on a chalkboard. Hi. By the way, a lot of people are, I feel like, feeling me for the Natalie Nunn thing. Okay. Yes, she's prettier than Natalie. Yes, she is prettier than Natalie. I really do want to make that clear. I'm not really trying to be mean. I'm just trying to make a little reference. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, but yeah, she's definitely, yes, I do agree with that. Only because sometimes Natalie does have, some I think that, I don't know if Natalie has the most healthy lifestyle. So by that, I don't know if her skin's the best. I'm just gonna stop talking about it because we all have issues. Hi. So moving on. I wonder. Yeah, her sisters really think that Ari's evil. They think that she's evil. They've probably been talking about her the whole time, like evil. They hate her. To justify throwing wine in her face and just be like, she should apologize to me. She should let me kiss her son. The cutest son. A lot of cute sons, a lot of cute baby sons on this season. Cute baby son season, honey. That's 90 Day Fiancé season 9. Oh yeah. So Emily and Kobe, let's just transition. So thank God, in a way, for them in their relationship that the sex was good. Okay, the connection was there, the sex was good, they feel good about each other, which is the foundation, I guess, if you will, of like the nuclear family that they want to create at this juncture in their lives, and God bless what happens was what's going to happen. Now, there's that old-fashioned, I didn't bring this up last time, I think about this. There's that old-fashioned kind of thought, okay, very old-fashioned. And I don't know if it has a certain ethnic thought, if it's like a certain, I don't know if it's a white person kind of like Caucasian-y kind of like family structure thing, or if it transcends race. You tell me. And I do think that it's definitely something that I can understand in the Arabic culture, but God bless, is this. Let me give it to you. Cisgender, heterosexual, whatever. If a man and a woman get married, the man loves the woman loves the man. Top. If they have children, the woman loves the children more than the man, and the man loves the woman a little more than the children. is what it's either supposed to be or has been for some amount of time in some cultures, definitely, I think, predominantly white, maybe. Uh, and for whatever reason, maybe it is a somewhat primal situation, we can talk about it. And I bring it up because I wonder if it's like her way of being like, are we going to be together? Do you still want and love me as a wife and like co-partner for life? More than anything. Now that's effed up, right? For me to say. I'm just like trying to like isolate some thought patterns and like present them as things maybe you either thought about or like, do you know what I'm talking about? Now, thank God her whole life springing up that he's not going to meet a son, that he's going to like go on some sort of like late night date with her, like a fantasy suite situation and have sex or whatever. God bless, ha ha ha, and then meet a son, and like that turned out, I guess, okay because they seemed to enjoy it. Whether he, like was gracious enough to like not have it be a thing more than it was, fine, whatever. But I will also tell you, it does feel like after this night that they are more connected. I cried so much at the next part and proceeded to cry for the majority of their part together, but I'll bring up some like parts that also happened. So basically, after another night together, um, um, they're in the car driving back. He, by the way, has this jacket, like, my goodness. It is like covered in like NASA. He's like a big, like, I mean, honey, take him to like Mars. I mean, he wants to go, honey. Look at this like space shuttle mission. Like, he like is a real big, like, Neil Armstrong fan, honey. Like moonwalk. Tell me about it. Walk on the moon, moonwalk on the moon, whatever it is, honey. Look at that. Loves it. So he has a little moment where he's vulnerable and he's like, I don't know what your parents are gonna think of me and blah blah blue. And she's like, I don't know what they're gonna think of you either. Because like I just met you in China and you're from Africa and you just like knocked me up. And I did it all the time. I do it all the time. I like myself all the time with other guys or whatever. So it's like they're used to this, but also like they kind of like hate me, but also like disappointed in me, and hopefully like that won't rub off on you. In that list that she has. I like the voice. And people, by the way, we've talked about it. I like the voice. Now, like, some people aren't into it, and it just was like, listen. Yeah, no, I can't. I cannot. So God bless. So as he's driving, he is like worried about meeting his family, but overwhelmingly he's realizing, or like he realizes as he's getting closer, it's getting closer and closer, that he is going to meet his son. And it's like so beautiful that this man like just is overwhelmed with emotion, like beautiful, like heartfelt, but like I'm like can't be held back emotion. He's like crying in the car, my loves. He like gets inside and he meets everyone. Her family, they like put up decorations, but they're like a little standoffish. Like her dad is kind of like, I've had to pay for everything. I've had to like spring her from jail a billion times. Like, and the mom doesn't say one word the whole time. She's just like, no, actually, that's too much tea. More like this. And her confession was like, it was very touching when he was crying. Like no one like went to him. I mean, I know it's just weird. So she was like, you can hug people, and he's like, well, they're welcoming in. Can someone hug him? I mean, God bless. So anyway, when he meets his son, you like, what do you want? The baby does look at him. The baby looks at him coming in, and the baby is smiling, right? Like, except that in that moment, no human baby is just suddenly going to be like, person I don't know, after not seeing her baby's mom for like whatever amount of time, especially when like that baby is like suckling and like that, that baby like knows exactly where those titties are, honey, like moth to a flame, honey, like give me that titty. The way this kind of like dress would be a really good like nursing dress, nothing about it. So yes, the moment of like having this hug fest with his son doesn't quite happen with Coben. And it's like, it almost hurts. He's crying and crying, and it's so beautiful. I just like want that baby to just like somehow know it's that baby's dad and just be like, who cares about you, mom? Dad! Like, and I know there will be a time, and Emily says this too, or whatever, that like, they'll get over it and the baby like will know him and stuff. But yeah, that baby is just like mom and boob and passes out. So while the baby is like nursing, she's playing with the baby's feet, and then he goes to play with his son's feet. She's like, don't play with the feet. He's about to go to sleep. And I'm like, who cares? By the way, who cares? He's not screaming in the baby's ear. Come on. The baby has a boob in its mouth. If you're like just slightly playing with the baby's feet or just holding the baby's feet, he's not going to like start clipping the baby's toenails. The baby, you know what I'm saying? It's fine. I was so upset that she like was like, don't touch the baby. He's like, let him touch the baby. The baby should be like, I mean, come on, let him touch the baby. The minute that baby's asleep, I would like get Kobe to like take off his shirt. No, but like then put the baby like on him, right? And try to like facilitate some of that like connectedness. But yeah, her family was just like kind of like cold and distant, like it was not warm. It was white. I'm sorry. I shouldn't like, there's warm white families. There's warm white families, okay? Totally. I'm not gonna put that on them, but like they're not one of them. Distant. Putting all their like things that she's done on, like, oh my God, you wouldn't just be like, I also like, how'd you put up all that stuff and then not like want to like go and like offer him a drink, offer him something, offer him food. Or conversely, if you're not going to offer him anything, be like, we want to talk to you, but we know you want to meet your son. So why don't you just like have this moment and we will go to this other sitting room. We will go here. Why don't you just like, because it's like awkward to just like let him be with the son for the first time and just be like standing there looking at him. I'd be like, okay, can you guys just give us a second? I'll come and meet you. Like, you're not as important as this moment, okay, Dad? I know you like comb the beard and you put a little beard oil in. I get it, but can you just like, I seriously think Emily wants Kobe's attention for herself, baby second. Wow. Did not like the whole scene, super awkward. The not playing with the baby feet comment rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, because you're like, that isn't like, he was like lightly caressing, massaging the bottom of the feet. Was like, by the way, it was incredibly comforting. When the first time that he is touching his son, because I don't remember like the baby ever going to him. He can't like, what can he like, like he probably just wants to pick up that baby and just like smell him. That baby's so cute. He just keeps saying that baby's cute. And he's right. He's so cute. He's like crying about it. He's so cute. I mean, and I tell you that like I broke down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like noises were made. Like, like what happens to your face when you really cry? Not like, it was beautiful. Like when you like, it's this like lateral thing where everything gets like so pain and like it just I heaved, I hoed, I just like grabbed Kleenex, like I just lost it. It was probably one of the most like emotional scenes I remember in 90 Day History. Because the weddings, I guess, when they happen are supposedly somewhat emotional, right? Like we can assume that maybe we'll cry after we care about these people or not, whatever. Like, getting approval from, like from a parent about being gay, like we've seen a couple of those scenes. Wait, have we? Yeah, we've seen a couple of those scenes. Now, that always does it for me. I'm not gay, but like that's for some reason, like anytime a person that is like homosexual and or like whatever, I can't imagine a different one, but like, maybe like trans, but that hasn't happened on the show, like has to talk to their parent about being gay and their parent is okay with it or and or warm with it, like I will lose my ish. Like for some reason it just like hits me at my core. Anyway, but this was I did it twice. Like I cried when he was in the car. And then I cried again when he broke down in the house. And I was just like, please let him just like, this baby has to be on his chest. This baby has to be like passed out on his chest, skin to skin to contact. The baby's head has to be up against his nose, has to be smelling baby's forehead. And that has to be happening in a room for like 3 hours at least, laying down. And then that man will come talk to you all. You hear me? Then he'll come talk to you. You don't need him, man? To talk to you right now? What for? To assure you that he's gonna now take or like financially take care of Emily and the baby? I mean, I'm not quite sure. Anything gonna happen is gonna happen at some point later. Like this baby's never met the father's never met the baby. And it could have happened yesterday, but we took a detour, honey. It's Route 69. Okay. How old were you when you learned what that was? I feel like I remember as distinctly being like hearing about it and being like, yeah, no, I guess yeah, like late 69. Oh. Wow, oh my god, like totally that's crazy. Like, how do you even yeah, like know what? Yeah, I know it's like what a slut. And then when someone like told me what it was, I think I thought it was like a prank. Like what? Like your bodies are like no, you can't. I don't understand how your bodies would be in that. That doesn't make any. You can't get your body like a, like what do you? No, but you can. I mean, obviously, and so interesting. I think I was probably like. I feel like I was probably like 10, 13, something like that. Between the years of 10 and 13, 14, everything happened. A lot. Not everything. I was very sheltered. A lot of like education of just knowledge happened, not experience. Experience wouldn't happen for light years later. But having said that, please. So that is how I feel about that sexual act. I'm glad you asked, and let's move on. I want to quickly talk about Guillermo and Kara. Also, we didn't have them last one, and we have kind of like a boring segment for them too. So this, I'm so sorry. Like we really will have a long segment for the new couple, but Kara and Guillermo, they're so cute. They're like living their life, except like he gets some problems. So basically, he can't work. He's there now, and he's already been feeling like a youngin, like a baby, like, and she like has made him kind of like called him out for being young and like being quote unquote a cougar, like in front of friends, her friends, his brother, and his brother like agrees that he's a baby, and so and he hates it. And so In this segment, we have where he's like, okay, now I'm in America. I need to like get my life together and everything, and I want a computer. And she's like, a computer? Why? And he's like, I need a computer. I need a computer. It's what I need to do with the things I need to do. And she's like, well, I have one. He's like, that's your computer, but like, I need one. And she's like, well, you didn't have one. He's like, well, I had the one. She's like, well, you didn't use it. And he's like, okay. And then, so this is where it gets a little confused. So this is what it is. She has to make the money because she works and he can't work. Okay, yes. They have some sort of savings. She clocks it as being $6,000. He then offers that he also has money that is from the sale of a bike and other things. So, but that's not on top of the 6,000. I think that's what was already part of the deal. So she's like, yeah, no, I know that money. That's already been accounted for, you see. $6,000 is supposed to have them survive the time in which it is before whatever they get married. She can get enough money, he can get a job. It's a little bit like shaky or whatever. Listen, it's better planning than Jibri and Miona. Okay, I'm just saying. But he's upset because he's like, well, it's what I want and need. And at some point, I get to do what I want to do. That is part of my money. Like, and also like, I'm part of this equation. Like, I'm half of the say. It can't just be all of your say. And she finds it just to be nonsensical, truly nonsensical that like that like he would really ask. It's not exactly okay, this is what I'm gonna say. I don't know exactly what he needs the computer for. If he could just give me one reason, like he is a designer, he wants to be a designer or something like that. But if he's like, look, I need to like literally type up a resume, yes, you could do that on her computer. Is it that he offers this? Okay, but I don't want to wait 6 months or 5 months to get a computer. Is it that you want to wait 3 months? And then what can you do to compromise to like ascertain enough money to feel comfortable to get a laptop and or make it seem like it goes from a want to a necessity? She labels it a want and not a necessity. And he's like, no, it's a need. This is like very obvious, just like relationship couple back and forth. And money, for some reason, always tends to be like a problem in relationships. And listen, if the of the $6,000, if he puts $3,000, I would like to know what the budget is, and if out of the 3,000, if he can get a used laptop for 750. Is that the compromise? Now, if you're telling me that out of the $6,000 he's put in 500, then no, like Guillermo, just like take a little backseat, honey. Like we're not buying a laptop yet. Like especially like you can use mine, and also like phones are pretty much little mini laptops. True. Um, the other best part about Guillermo and Kara's segment is when he did an Alabama accent. He was like looking around, like as they were driving and being like, "Whoa, look at the car, look at the houses." And he talks about how she's in Virginia, but he had watched Duck Dynasty, and so he does this like he's like, okay, this is I can't do it very well, but he's like, you can say Alabama, or you can say Alabama. He does like a pretty good Southern accent, and I appreciated it. Anytime, A, I love accents. B, I also love people that do accents. People who have accents doing other accents. It makes me happy. Accents on accents. That's almost just like a really juicy burger, but then you just add another patty. I'm not saying for every meal, but how filling. Um, okay, so I have two more. No, I have three more people left. Okay, so I'm gonna. I'm just jumping around. Okay, I'm gonna do Bilal and Shy. So we are at the point now where Bilal's family's gonna have lunch and meet Shy for the first time. And of course, we're coming off of Shy having had to go to Bilal's quaint, charming childhood home, I'm sure, at the time in which they grew up, because the home itself is quaint and charming, but for some reason, no one has touched and has fallen apart in the time and not been kept up at all. There lies the rub, and you place this person in there. So, and you came to her country like, showing off. So it was confusing. So that's awkward. So she now has to have a meal where he like is kind of putting his prank on display to his family. At the same time, they know about it because they like were in on it. And they're all kind of like, here's the thing, none of them are mean to Shy. Like none of them are like upset. The editing wants us to believe that he's like, yeah, you guys, Shy really didn't like our house. She thought, why did you bring me from, Trinidad and Tobago to be in this shithole? And the kids, the mom and the sister would be like, no, but they were like, well, it isn't great. Which I appreciated. Now, Shy herself, I thought was, I mean, an absolute class in elegance and dignity. I just thought she was like so deeply kept and regal in this moment. She's just like, well, it was different. It was surprising. Yes, no different from what I had hoped. So, Bilal proceeds to, I mean, make me hate him more. I don't hate him because I can't hate someone. I would say I hate him for her, and I hate him for anyone I would love because I think it's rude what he continually does to women. And in this case, I will tell you, it is obvious that Shai wants to have a child, okay? And he has two. Now his sister starts a question like, Shy, you're 37, never had kids. And I'm like, ooh, okay, yeah. And daggers, why are you starting this question this way? How horrible. I mean, you could start it any way, which is, do you want to have kids? I mean, I'm saying, but this is how you're starting it. Okay. And then she's like, Shy, do you want to have kids? As I said. And Shy's like, yes. And he's like, Bilal. And Bilal proceeds to be like, well, at first, yes, of course, I want four kids. And, I don't only have two. But now I'm getting older. It's just, she lives in a delusional crazy land because our lives will be changed. We cannot travel with kids. Now, here's the thing. You absolutely can travel with kids. You can travel with kids. Traveling will look different, for sure. But also, do you know what makes traveling with kids easier? Money. And who loves showing off how much money they have? You, Bilal. You. You, Bilal. I, again, sometimes don't quite understand the rationale of the man that wants, quote unquote, a certain type of woman, but then not what that woman, of course, would want and need. Rich men, or this man wants an elegant, beautiful woman to want to be with him, but she should want to be with him even if he can't provide anything like that would make her life elegant or beautiful. But she should be. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. So that's one thing. Also, she should be an excellent mother, a wonderful mother to my kids. But no, she shouldn't be a mother. She should not want to be a mother for her own for kids. I know she doesn't have any, so I won't give her that. It's like obviously very hypocritical, and I hate it. And I would not be able to sit there and give you this, serve you this. Absolutely not. Look at that. I just, she's so beautiful and authentic, and Bilal is so weird and secretive and manipulative. Like she said, she's going to have a hard time trusting him. Ah, the woman is a possession and disposable. Oh, thank you so much. It's hard. Like, I feel so bad for her. Like, she's all alone in this country. And I feel like when Bilal's mom and sister hear this and watch her and hear them, I want them to be like, Bilal, you understand how dumb that is? Like, of course she can travel with kids, especially because you have a lot of money. And yeah, Bilal, do you know how, Bilal, you should absolutely give her whatever this beautiful creature wants. I'm sorry, she's come from her own country, left everything to be here, give up her whole life for you because you love her to raise your kids. Whatever she wants, give it to her. If she wants children, give her children. And if you, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. She's going to give it back to him at one point, and I can't wait. I'm sure he is sad that Kevin Samuels is gone and also a follower of Fresh and Fish. Okay, well, I don't know what Fresh and Fish is, but I can only imagine from context. Also, just crazy that person, that Kevin Samuels, passed. Just, I won't go too much into it because people who have to watch this live get really mad when I go off script. But yeah, I think that collectively people were like, "Wow, it's sudden," and in one of those ways that's just so, honestly, with a woman just on top of that person, just like a girlfriend, like a nurse that you picked up the night before, just like on perhaps just like some mixture of like Red Bull and like Viagra, like, or not. Who knows? It's just interesting because it just doesn't seem as like high value as one would assume for such a person. And at the same time, I don't wish that person any sort of death or harm. So truly, I feel bad for his mom. His mom seems horribly upset, and I wish they wouldn't release 911 tapes and stuff. I think that's kind of dumb. I don't understand why. It's not necessary. So, but yeah, that was shocking when that happened, just because of all the details I just gave you. You know, that also were released. That's just what that is. Juan made a point that Bilal wouldn't even be the one looking after the kid, so he should just give her the baby. That's what I thought too. He's rich. It's her baby. I know. They're like, what weird, crazy vacations like were you gonna go on that you can't go on? You absolutely can. You have a mom, look at her, and the sister that lives right there. Oh, both of you, and you're gonna listen. Get you a Mimi. Just can we all get one? Just Bilal does that. Listen, Bilal should give us all Mimis, but definitely Shy. Honey, you'll be able to travel the globe. Um, well, Mickey's here. Don't like him, but he should not be shamed for not wanting more children after doing that already. She should be with someone who wants a child. Yes, I think that like he was being secretive, right? Whether like even like he was shady about the way he answered. He's like, well, I've always wanted four children. He goes, I've always had like a, you know, whatever he said. I think that he's not being truthful with her about what he truly wants. I think that he is being lazy and or cheap about not wanting kids, because I don't understand a reason for what you guys said, Was said, which I haven't watched yet. Why and why you wouldn't assume that she would, of course, want a kid. I hate to say this, okay? Getting a woman from like a traditional country like that, I just like, you assume she's gonna want certain things, a car, a kid, a facial every like 6 months, pedicure every month, manicure every 2 weeks, whatever it is. Just assume that you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. However, I'm gonna listen. I'm traditional, so that's one thing. So I just think it's a little bit whatever. And I'm gonna also call out Miona when I get to the Miona segment too. But I think that this is where I'm just gonna, I'm a little like, God bless. I think that he should just let her do what she wants. She's gorgeous. I mean, you need someone to come in and kind of like get that house to be a house and not just like a staged model home of some neighborhood that like, they're looking for buyers. So I have to look at this fresh and fit. If I had a lot of money, would still be the same and hands on. I mean, listen, yeah, yeah, of course. But if you have a lot of money, you also can like just also travel. He wants a servant and not a wife. I know it. No, it's the best. It's the worst part. That's why I hate watching it. And he doesn't want to like. Yeah, he wants definitely a servant, like a servant assistant. So let's get into Jibri and Miona. So Jibri and Miona, as we know, have been given a task. And the task is that they have to, God bless. And by the way, this is for most people in this episode, which is episode 4, day 89 of the 90 days. So we are all, in episode 4, I guess I said, and it's only the first day, really. Well, it's like a day. They've come or whatever. So um they've been given the task to grocery shop and cook a meal. And as I said, they should absolutely just pick breakfast. But he actually makes me a breakfast in the morning, the breakfast that I assume that you can make, which is just like Greek yogurt, granola, and berries. And so they say that 4 and 5 star resorts makes me feel like they were used to just like continental breakfast or like breakfast in bed. I don't know how many times they stayed together. I don't understand Miona's background and upbringing. Other than she claims on internet to be like somewhat of a gypsy Romanian kind of like heritage wise, that's one thing. Um, but in the sense of like what her family structure is. They go grocery shopping now. Grocery shopping for anyone who has an American grocery shop is always like interesting for me to watch. Like, some things are crazy, some things aren't. Like our vegetables are look different, and I know that we like wax our apples, which I think is so weird. And always, well, not always, if you want, just like yeah, run an apple underneath some hot water, melt off that wax. It doesn't have to be there. Um, they go around to buy some things. One thing they buy, by the way, is string cheese. Do you love string cheese? I love string cheese. That is such like a 90s kid of me. Just like I wish I didn't like string cheese. I'm sure it's processed. It's like I like burrata too. So it isn't like I don't like burrata or fresh mozzarella. I do. Give it to me. But also, yeah, string cheese is fine. And she's like, let's cook. She doesn't know how to cook. She talks once about making pasta, cheesy pasta that made him like go to the bathroom. Okay, God bless. They keep saying that her parents just cook for her everything. I don't quite understand how it is that like, oh, your mom never like was like, come learn how to make this. This is the Serbian thing. We make this thing all the time. You don't know how to make nothing. Also, like when you said like you literally can boil pasta and then get like vodka sauce in like a jar, put it on. So what they decide to do is get like Green Giant pasta pasta bakes, pasta fries. It's like a pasta stir fry. Have you know what I'm talking about? And in this, it's a chicken. This would be chicken Alfredo. The pasta is like where kind of has like that white, extra white, kind of like freeze dried part. You know what I'm saying? When you look inside, the carrots are like these like little rectangular jaunts. The peas are wrinkly, really wrinkly. Broccoli, I don't know. The chicken is like textured soy protein. Half of it is. You don't know which one you're going to get. So they're cooking it and they serve it, and his parents are not into it. I mean, they're like, this is disgusting. This is gross. How could you serve this? And I agree. Like, I'm just kind of like, between the two of you, are you telling me like at some point who you should know when you're in your 20s how to cook a meal for yourself and how to do your own laundry and how to make a bed and how you should think about how to dress for basic occasions and then how to and your own personal hygiene. That's what has to happen. You have to know how to like dress for certain things, your own basic hygiene, like I said, how to make your bed, wash your clothes, laundry, and cook like basic meals. Eggs, obviously. Easy. You know what's really easy? Truly, really easy? Ground beef. Ground beef is not making chicken or a steak. Ground beef is like, are you colorblind? Great. If you are colorblind, I'm sorry. Okay, just sit this out or get a thermometer, I guess. But if you are not colorblind, you can make ground beef. Just open up ground beef, put it in a pan. Like if it's nonstick, put a little like, like just whatever, some sort of spray. Cook the ground beef. They make this like great ground beef like mixer in a pot, kind of like, it's okay. So ground beef, you have to like break down so it can be crumbly. It comes in a big log, and they have this thing that looks like a little brand in the. And it's like, I'm so sorry, that just made me laugh. Like, in just like a cross. And so you can really get down to the ground beef, like while it's in the pan, and break it apart. It literally goes from pink to gray. Pink to gray. Just sit there, break it apart until it turns gray. And when it turns gray, or maybe a little brown, I don't know, depending on how you like it, do what you want with it. You want to make it a taco? Okay, well then just get some sort of like taco seasoning, and then before it turned gray, just put the taco seasoning on it. Oh, you want to make it bolognese? Great. Then remember how I said to like make that pasta? Just like put like a jar of like pasta sauce on it. Let's make it all together. It's so easy. Anyway, I like cooking. I can't believe it. So anyway, they serve these people this disgusting thing. They hate it. They're making jokes about it. And then, like Miona, like, is kind of snickering. Like, she doesn't feel not two ways about it because she doesn't really have like any sort of soul or any sort of like emotional like capacity. I'm just kidding. I actually do like her, but you know what I'm saying? She doesn't give an F. I don't think so. But Jibri like makes it such a big thing. She goes and is like, I'll get some chocolates for you guys. Like, if that was like, what is your dessert? Just like chocolates? Like, was it like Russell Stover? Like, let me see. But also he's like, you guys, she has never cooked for anyone, and you are making fun of her, making her feel really shitty. They're like, okay, all right, fine. We're just having fun. Also, please know that you have to like move up from here and never serve this us again. Like, how much did you pay for those groceries? I'm only asking because I feel like you should have just gotten a pizza. I mean, that's literally just get like a $10 pizza. Drive over to Domino's, get two for $10. Bring it back to us. That's it. I think the parents would have enjoyed the corn dogs more. Ooh, yeah, honey. I think the parents would have enjoyed a plate of string cheese. I know I would have. I would have been like, honey, just give me the string cheese, just like a bunch of them, like it's fine. Again, I love string cheese. String cheese, a little like salami, like like did like the Genoa salamis. Ugh, that was like my like jam. You would just this is so gross, but I'll just tell you. So you would get string cheese, you get the salamis I'm talking about. They're like little rounds, and you would bite into the salami like this, and then a hole would be in the salami like a donut, and then you put it through the string cheese. Oh yeah. Listen, at some point when you're like a horny like ninth grader, you just like everything is just like about banging. The mom should include her in creating a few meals, and her own son takes a while to maneuver someone else's kitchen. That is a lovely, astute point. You know what, Miona? Let me show you your way around a kitchen. So this is a sous vide machine. This is the air fryer. Let's try with some Brussels sprouts. Like a sous vide machine wouldn't be bad. You would still have to it'd still be good to finish it in a pan. You'd have to finish it in a pan. But yeah, a sous vide would just be like pack it with some seasoning or like a marinade into like a plastic bag, back in the plastic bag out, put in hot water, set it for like whatever we're gonna do, and then just like finish it. There's a lot of things you can do. Okay, a lot of things. Um Yay. Jibby's mom is too smart and out of the plan, so it's on now. Wi-Fi was going to stop working a lot soon, I hope. Ooh. Yeah, they're cracking me up and they're gonna live like rich Kardashians. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like she is just like, I don't want to unpack. We're gonna get out of here as soon as possible. He's like, you can absolutely unpack. She's like, well, not my winter clothes. She's like, no, your winter clothes. She's like, she wants, yeah, I don't understand. This is what I want him to do. We don't have money. Here is my bank account. Here is my checking account. Here it is. It says $400. No, I don't know, 3,200. I don't know. No money, obviously no. Not enough to get to LA, maybe. And then once we set foot, you could only eat In-N-Out. And not about like animal style. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she thinks she's gonna start a makeup line, he's gonna start a band or whatever, and she wants to do it in major city. She just thinks that she can start her thing better. She's like, I don't know how to do it in a small town. And I want to be like, Miona, you don't know how to do it in a big city either. Like, okay. I mean, I just don't know if you I don't understand if you have the wherewithal of like anything. Yeah, her not understanding that they have no money is so confusing to me. And so I'm always just like, why don't you know that you have no money? Who has paid for you your whole life? Why is someone only why has someone cooked every meal for you? And if you haven't been cooked for every meal, if you eat out every night in Serbia, oops, Serbia, like who is paying for that? Well, because that's expensive. I don't understand it. Um, Google Serbian dishes. You know what she is used to. Mm. They could have made hamburgers. Like I mean, literally, they could have made tacos. I mean, like I think by the fact that they could have made tacos. Like tacos are so easy, and I love making tacos. Again, the ground beef, like I told you, would just have seasoned the ground beef, and then everything else is just like to have the cheese. You're gonna make I mean, you literally could just like get the soft tortillas, heat them up in like a microwave or whatever. I mean, horrible. Or corn hard shells. I mean, I literally could sit here all night and just give you like different recipes to make Jibber's mom and stepdad. I will. Macaroni and cheese. When all else fails, macaroni and cheese. Always. At least as a side dish. If you were already at the grocery store and you were going to spend money, then just get one of them rotisserie chickens. You know how cheap a rotisserie chicken is? I don't know how cheap they're trying to go. She was like, look, you can get 8 burritos for $3. I know what burritos are talking about. I think they're like Tino's. Sometimes I've seen those burritos, 10, 10 for $1. Like Top Ramen. I don't know what's in those burritos, honey. Um, but ain't no way in hell that Jabri doesn't know how to cook. He lived with a strong, independent, biracial woman. It's an act. I like to think, yeah, that's a great point because there is a little certain stage aspect to this. The only thing that it missed was some sort of reaction from Miona. She had nothing. I think I just would have I would have loved to have seen her just like do something. I tried so hard or something. I don't know. I would have still been starving. Okay. How easy is pasta pesto? So easy. So easy. A billion things are easy. The only hard things are just like meats. Everything is easy. Okay. Um, so we have another interesting part that we could talk about is that he had loves his best friend David and he wants to do like music with David and who hates David? Miona, but he drops a little bit of information. When he was baptized in the Greek Orthodox Church, honey, he was baptized the same time as David and the priest doing it was like, now you guys are baptismal brothers that have a relationship of God brothers, which means that you both have the thing where if one of you were to perish, the other would raise the other's children. Now, godparents usually, at least in my rite of Catholicism, is chosen by the parents of a child to raise the child, or at least, and maybe like what now means either raise the child, really it's supposed to be raise the child, okay, upon their death. And it can also be raised in the faith of some sort of thing, or like make sure they're taken care of in some way. But it should be agreed upon by the two people for the individual child. So like if you have 3 children, you technically have each child has 2 godparents, a mother and a father. So this is a little confusing, a little diff. So she's like, okay, well, we A, don't have any kids yet, and B, like, I definitely don't have to like leave my child, whoever you think you want to leave our child to. Absolutely not. Also, you have to get through your head right now before we get married this and finally this. There is no one to come in between me and you, not your strong biracial mom, not David. It's me, only me, me, no one else. Me. So I don't have to deal with anyone else because at the end of the day, it's me. And you have 90 days to agree to that. Actually, 89, go. I won't be over here. I'll be putting on eyeliner. Um, oh, yay. Thumbs it up, everyone. If you haven't yet, please take this moment to please thumbs up this video. Give it a little like love, like, just how they all need love, like we all do. Like my video right now is reaching out to you on one of those international dating sites, and you're flipping through and you see my video, and all I'm saying is swipe right or swipe left. You can thumbs this video down if you really want, but I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. My dad was asked to be godparent so often he could have started 2 football teams. Aw, yeah. Um, okay, so we'll just see what happens. It does feel a little fake with them, but at the same time, I think that they are fun, and because I think that they are like a lively character, like two lively characters, and I'm here for it for as long as it takes because at this point it doesn't at least feel toxic, and if it doesn't feel toxic, I'll thumbs that up. Never understood how godparents work if you have ones that aren't a couple. Yeah, and you just get your pick. You guys want the kids? No, I want the kids. Mm, we already have a lot of kids, so you could just take those. I don't know. Um, and finally, my babes, finally, we have our new cups. I don't have a good picture of her, but let's talk about Patrick here, who's 31 from Austin, and Thais, who's from Brazil. So we get to meet Patrick and we get like this immediate life story biography from him, and it's twists and turns, but basically it's this. He was like always very strong, strong boy, strong man, strong man. And he was like a weightlifter, and he was like Olympic bound, okay? What happened was he got tested and failed for HGH, human growth hormone. And so that was shitty and bad. And he, I guess, stopped taking HGH. But a couple years later, honey, he got found taking a different drug. And this one was just like void, like some sort of steroid. And that was it. Kicked him out of the whole sport. That's all it took. Now, here's the thing. I forgot to mention that while this whole time that he was doing the sport and just like being an like Olympian and just being really strong and just like deadlifting everything. And by the way, it's crazy because was deadlifting so many pounds, and then when it shows what he's deadlifting now, he's like deadlifting like what looks like 50, and it looks at one point he like deadlifted like 900. I mean, crazy, but whatever those drugs were, they were what crazy drugs. He had a wife. He had met this woman who's also a weightlifter, okay? But then when this is what he said, that when he wasn't weightlifting anymore and not spending time in the gym, that she just like wasn't interested, that she was only interested in the weightlifting lifestyle. It Anytime that a man just puts like, yeah, no, she just like she did it, everything was about her and she just didn't want to, like, it's always a little confusing to me because I'm like, okay, also like just like back up. Was there any like weird things that happened with those roids? Like, ever have any of those like side effects or like that? Like, even like ever have any like weird things happen? Like, what was your like mental state after like you pretty much lost your whole dream because of choices you made? Like, were you really like on the top of your game and really like being a great husband? And what I'm saying is like, was it just that? I mean, I everything is relative. Everyone I listen, it's like always like you always think this when there's like a really like rich stockbroker and investor who goes under for like May not Mayfair, like Ponzi scheme shit, where you're just like, holy thing, and like you threw it all away. You threw it all away. You could have been, like less rich, sure, but like been doing it and then like not like on pins and needles waiting for your jig to be up or whatever, your secret to fall, your glass house to break. What a life. And I think about that. And I also think about, yeah, like if you are a professional athlete who gets drug tested and you do whatever the banned drugs are, it's confusing to me because, listen, I don't think that I think you should absolutely be able to do non-performance enhancing drugs. And I don't know exactly how you judicate what would be or what or not. Like, I don't understand how Sha'Carri Richardson was like not allowed to smoke weed. Like that doesn't make you run faster. Quite the opposite. But like, but obviously I get that you can't take certain drugs that make you run faster. Um, so to do those like obvious performance enhancing ones. It's just, or steroids. It's just like you are waiting to get caught. You are just like, you just think you'll never get caught. And if you've already gotten caught, to like redo it again. This is exactly what I was thinking. It is cheating and bad decision making, big red flags. Yeah. I just like, it wasn't his fault, Chris. It happened to him. You're right. Yeah. Those bad decision making things, the bad decisions happened to him. He was just there. The drugs just like flew in his mouth. You know how like you ever like listen to, maybe this was you or like someone just like had like telling you a story and they're like, I was at this party, like this, I don't know if you have this kind of people in your life, or have you ever heard this kind of person? I'm not saying I have these kind of people in my life, but you could understand the kind of person who's like, I was at a party, like I don't even know, I was just like talking to someone and then suddenly like someone just like ran around and it's like popped a Molly in my mouth or popped a blank, popped a Ritalin, popped a Adderall, popped a Coke doesn't come in a pill. Ketamine. I mean, I don't know. Like it's not quite like the same with like HGH. They popped an HGH in me. I think it's like I think all those things are usually injected. So many guys just die super early in life, like 50s, because of their heart cannot like take what those drugs do. Yeah. I mean, all those stimulants are hard. Don't do them. Don't do a stimulant. Yeah, this is exactly. It's confusing me because what do you think would happen? Like I got the same thing. Like I think the same thing. What I said. If you are an Olympian who's going to get drug tested because that's what happens, and you are doing well, so you have me drug tested. At some point, that's then. What was your end game? Just like if you commit, like large amounts of financial fraud, I think at some point they're gonna find that there's all this trade who can't do that. And like, there's just people have money and they're just gonna ask for their money. And you're gonna be like, well, have your money, like same thing with like the Girardis and stuff like that. Bernie Madoff, Girardi, like anytime where you're just like massive fraud, it's just not something you can like keep up. He didn't say I took drugs. He said I tested positive. Sun worshiper, thank you so much. He absolutely never said I took drugs. He did say, and then I tested positive, and then I tested positive. He did it twice. You're absolutely right. Such a weird way to say he was cheating. They blew C right in my nose. It was not my fault. I was just breathing. I was just like, and we always breathe different ways. Sometimes, just so you know, weird thing about me is that I breathe just like off of hard surfaces sometimes. Like that's my thing. Like I don't know why. It's just like like it's a little tick. I'm sometimes just like off of a surface, like I just like the smell of some hard surfaces. So while I was just doing one of my weird hard surface smells, there was a gust of wind and it blew lines and lines of a white powdery Colombian smelling something into my nostrils, each one. And at the same moment, I had happened to flare both my nostrils, so a lot went in. And at that point, I just kept sucking the air up my nose. I mean, like I don't even know what to say. Tested positive for cheating. Yeah. So anyway, he lives with his brother. So then after that whole story, and that's a whole bunch of crazy stories. We're like, okay, so the wife and the cheating, and now he is. By the way, what he does is he goes around. He like sells alarm systems. Great. two people, okay, that like door-to-door alarm systems. And now and also oversees people who do that too. And his brother installs alarm systems. Now, then let's get into his family life. Okay, so his family life is that his dad is not in the picture. Parents got divorced, and the dad just, I don't know where that dad was. Oh, the dad was from Brazil, but I don't know why. If he went back to Brazil, he died. That's confusing to us. But the mom was who raised the four kids. The mom had four kids, right? The mom got a little bit of that, like, did like that Memphis mom kind of like trajectory that was like hard. Okay, just drugs, and the things that drugs do, I just realized that he tested positive for dope, and like just like his mom was testing positive back in the day, honey. Like, it's a full disease. God bless. And if he is healthy now, and if he's not on anything, like, God bless him, because it really is just like you can go from one thing to another. And like, if you are like addictively working out and like, like that kind of stuff, you have like a somewhat like addictive nature. I wonder what that goes to. And maybe that is a little bit into this relationship with Thais, because it seems like it's really intense. So, his mom, like I said, went through some shit. So he like really wasn't close to his family. And after he got a divorce and his whole life had to change because he wasn't like Olympian weightlifting now, he got back in touch with his brother. And his brother is John. His brother is older than him and spent a long time, honey, in that East Coast life. And it has permeated every morsel of John's vocality. And I'm here for it. Oh, I like John. Don't you like John? I love John. I like John. I mean, no, I literally like him. I think he's cute. I like him. I think he's cute. Like, listen, I'm not saying that I like want to marry him, but like, he's cute. And that voice, honey, ugh. I think that he's like the kind of person that like, if I was drunk enough at a bar, I would be enamored with him in a way that I would just be like just like very smiley and drunk and just staring at him and waiting for him to like talk more. And if he like at all was flirty and or complimentary to me, I would just be like turned into like a little buttercup. So they live in their bachelor dream house, honey. Two bros live in that bachelor dream, with one has a very thick accent and one doesn't. But like they cook, I like John, like John knows how to cook. And like, as I've said, that is the most important thing I care about, is whether someone could cook, one very funny, I'll bring it up at the end. I'll do it later. But anyway, yeah, he's not like Miona. That was kind of my point of saying that. And I like him. So at one point they have some friends over, and we get to realize, like, to the extent like, oh, this Patrick like loves him some Thais. He's like, look, I went to Brazil because I was like gonna go meet my dad or whatever, and I met Thais or whatever because it was like on Tinder, and like the minute I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, look at her pictures and she's so hot. We started making out at the club, and then like it's been like real intense ever since. He describes her giving him affection in such a way that made him realize that affection was a void in his life that he didn't realize that he needed. And once he got a taste of, it was like, he was just like, oh, this is what it's like to have female attention and love. And I will not let it go. And that's like his chief driving force. Also, I think there's probably like no one around him that's as hot as her to like get him to like look around, because she's hot. So So he doesn't mind doing anything that she wants to do, and she has that like, like Brazilian Colombian kind of just like we get this like the what we keep getting this like stereotype of just like the Jasmine's the like heated, passionate, jealous, like suffocatingly jealous, style woman who's like I have want to know where you are at all times, and I want you to check in with me, and we are to be in constant contact. And I don't want you to be talking to other girls. So he cannot train any females on the job that he does, like the like door to door salespeople. John think that's weird. I agree. I love John, as I said. John has like a friend over there, like playing pool. I can't remember, like some it's pool, right? Because of like a bachelor pad. I mean, my God, if he was like a pool. By the way, their house looks really beautiful. Patrick obviously had a wife. Like they have a backsplash. Like it's a gorgeous house. Patrick keeps saying he doesn't want to live in that big house by himself. Half of me is like, Patrick, you could sell the house, also have a smaller house. But God bless. And it's a beautiful house. I'm happy that bros live together, especially if, he needed some like brotherly love. But and I'm glad that that brother is there to tell him how to salt chicken. But yes, for some reason, he decides, and this is where it gets a little weird, to have a FaceTime with Thais. This part I love, like on a little weird chaise at the bottom of like a bed, which I love that kind of moment because that's where you can put the outfit of the day. But he leaves the door open, so Thais like is hearing that where he or watching her on the FaceTime, being like, why? This is so loud, and like, are you having a party? He's like, no, that's just my like brother slash roommate, John, and she's like, why do we have to live with anybody? And, no one wants to live with somebody. It's no couple wants to live with someone. No girl wants to come in and live with you and your brother. Like, she's not going to want it. And like, John, I think, sees the writing on the wall. He sniffs it out. John's smart. He gets it. He should bow it out of there. Uncle Bo. I mean, I'm saying, like, you can't be there with a couple like that. I'm gonna hand it to Patrick. Patrick's just like, I met the love of my life. She gives me affection. I've always wanted affection. So I'll just learn a whole language. I'll just learn Portuguese. Let him learn a whole ass language. I love her so much. We don't see it a lot. But when you see it, you love it. So you, in fact, love to see it. I mean, he's speaking Portuguese and she is speaking back to him. And what she doesn't like are parties and his brother. And his brother is someone that is awesome. So I feel bad. But okay. So then, they have a cute conversation about, oh, Brittany Lynn, love your takes. Would you review anything else in this week? Would you read anything else this week? Oh, Brittany Lynn, what am I watching? Brittany Lynn, what are people watching? I would. Thank you for this super chat. I don't even know if people are watching. Obviously, I keep saying that. I can't wait for Game of Thrones to come back, whatever they're going to call it. I just like saw that little thing. Also, tell me what you want me to watch, Brittany, and we can talk about it. I like the fact that she always calls him amor. That's really beautiful. Also, they have that thing where she will go like this, and then he has to go like this, and they like close the heart. Now, I hate that. But I did post this really funny video. Did you see that video where it's like this person like in like a doctor's chair, and so you're seeing the video from the back of the head of the person like that's like in a doctor's like chair, like sitting up like this, and you see the doctor's back, and what you see is a doctor's hand going like this. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. And then you see the person like trying to make it a heart, and the person like the doctor like throws the hand away and goes like that, and then the person tries to do it again. The doctor throws the hand away, and it's like a person trying to give the doctor a syringe, and that person is just like so fucked up on whatever they keep trying to make a hand heart with a doctor who's trying to get a syringe for them. Maybe a dentist. It's a very funny video. Anyway, it makes me think of them when they keep doing those little hand heart things. So, Amber Heard. Oh, this is so toxic. Ooh. You know what, Brittany? I haven't been watching that much of it, truly. Oh God. Is there something here? Is there something else? Is there something else, my love? Only because like I think that might be it might be a lot of like footage I hadn't been watching. Portuguese is a lovely language to hear. Yes, it's like French and Spanish together. It's a beautiful mix. It's like Spanish with a French accent and then some French words. I love that video. Um, okay, so they decide, Patrick and his bro John to go to a bar, okay? And at the bar, like they check in, he has to like check in with his girl, and they realize that like he has allowed her to see his location. That's not that hard. I don't think that's a big deal, like share your location. I don't think it's a big deal to like be able to see someone's location at all times because that's all you see, like where they are. Like, and it's like, yeah, like if you are someone who is always lying on where you're going, if you're constantly like, yeah, I'm home, but you're at a bar, like that's shitty, okay? I mean, truly. So they are talking and they end up meeting this very fun couple, honey. And Brian and Angela is the fun couple's name. And Brian and Angela, honey, like they've been at this bar for a minute. They've been drinking. She has those glasses. I'm sorry, those earrings on. Like they've seen it. They have a lot of fun together. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of fun. I feel like with like other people, but they're actually giving the Lord's advice. At first, Angela's not having it. Angela's like, "Honey, whatever you want to do in your relationship is fine." John's like, "Yeah, but isn't that crazy?" And she's like, "I don't know what kind of accent that is, and I'm so sorry." She's like, "John, first of all, adorable. And second thing, are you with someone?" John's like, "No, I'm single." And I'm like, anyway, God bless. And then they're like, "Yeah, see, he's with someone, and you sometimes have to compromise. It doesn't look pretty, but you sleep warm at night." Some people make small compromises to be with some people, and some people make big compromises. And some people make really big compromises that we just don't see. Maybe isn't as obvious. I wonder if every marriage requires really big compromises and how many? How many can you expect? Because I think that at one point we're taught not to really compromise on anything. And then sometimes we're taught, well, you can't be too rigid and you have to be like, go with the flow and you shouldn't have a list a mile long and you better, there's like a lot of like ways to look at feeling aligned with someone while still like, I guess, having room for what's reality, and the reality is like who is A before you and B who your heart and body speaks to, you know? Um anyway, so Angela and Brian are knee deep in this relationship now with Patrick and Thais and John. And I feel bad for John. Mostly I do feel like I can see the fear in John's eyes that this can't this life isn't going to always be like this, which is true. You can't be a swinging bachelor forever, like John, you're going to have to start thinking about who you want to be with, who presents, perhaps someone in around in your life that you like want to be in a special relationship with. I don't know. Maybe you can get a house and invite that person and get a lovely backsplash. And John, if your thing is pool, get a pool house. May I suggest also getting a Mimi? Yes, big compromises in a marriage. Yes, hence I'm separated. Like, thank you. Like, is it just that people make the big compromise and learn to live with it? Is it sometimes too much to live with or it changes? I don't know. Well, of course, I don't know. I'm not married and I'm not divorced. Um, that is all I have for that EPS. Can you believe it? That's it. But it really was a good app. I really enjoyed it. Can you do a video about the Love After Lockup season that just ended? So funny. I just saw that Wall posted how good it is or whatever. I haven't done Love After Lockup in a minute. But you're saying a season just ended, so would I have to watch a whole season and then just like get back on board? Their seasons were so confusing because one season would go on for like 90 years. Pat and Ty look like a mess, but they like it. I love it. I want to be me too. Some guys have just two phases: party boy or old fart. And sometimes those old farts will still like to party. And sometimes those party boys fart. Listen, I could be a poet. No, I could be a poet. Like Rumi. No, that could be me. Oh yeah. No, honey. I think that should have gone to college for creative writing, and I really do have a way with words that I've always known. This world, maybe not, but me in this mind have always known it. A modern day Shakespeare. It's a pretty short season. Okay. Patrick talked about his steroid use like he was saying he tested positive for COVID, like he had nothing to do with it. I know he did. So yeah, yeah, it really was like, yeah, I tested positive for COVID in December, and then I tested positive for COVID in March, which I didn't, but yeah, it's like it really was just like that. Yeah, like I could have gotten COVID at any time in those times. I don't know who gave it to me. And it's the same with HGH and that Roy that he took. He doesn't know, honey. No, just he got it. He got the HGH. It's very contagious. Now, here's the thing. The HGH thing I actually don't know too much about. I mean, it's like something you hear about because I think it's used for many things. HGH to me is like a thing that, yeah, older gents use to. Oh, not just. I think it could be. I think ladies do too. For like muscle density, maybe maybe like some stamina and strength. I don't know if it's like a dude thing more. Maybe there's like some lean muscle mass stuff. I'm not quite sure. Please, can you do Selling Sunset? People love Selling Sunset. People love it. I just want to say, I just want to know how Patrick is making all this money selling security systems door to door. Like, was the house that he had like built from the security systems or like the Olympian money? Oh, and there's lit guy. Hey now, Chris, walking the dog while I listen. Oh yes, I am so sorry. I really wanted to make your show. Cinco de Mayo ended up being this crazy day where my dad planned a bunch of like work stuff for me. I had like 2 political receptions, and I just was like, I didn't go out anywhere. I'm so sorry, but I really, really, I swear to God, would love to meet you guys sometime. Is your surname Arabic? Yes, Mr. Ben. Yes, I'm Syrian Lebanese. Candy on Hulu. You're the second person. You're the second person, Teresa. You're the second person. Okay. You're the second person. I'll check it out. And then I just saw this for the first time. Have you watched Love in the Jungle? It's on Discovery Plus as like some sort of like advertisement. So I just saw it. I'm like, oh, I gotta check it out. So it's like at first I was like, love off the grid, but like I think it's a dating show where you do mating rituals somewhat based upon some of the mating rituals of animals. I mean, I don't know what that means, honey. You gonna make like weird noises? Honey, you gonna like wear like a peacock feather? Honey, like sniff butts? I'm not quite sure what that means. Like, is like the man gonna make like a loud display, like catching a fish, and the woman just like shakes their feather? I mean, I don't know. Um, have you watched Hara? No, Mr. Ben. I don't know who that person is. Yeah, son, I do know where anyways. I don't know. Okay, great. God bless. Lion, starfish, butterfly. Starfish. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, naked afraid with dating. Yeah, it's like that's why I said, yeah, I guess so. But I'm gonna look it up. Okay, so it's on Discovery Plus, my love. So Teresa, if you have Discovery Plus, I will check out Candy on Hulu, and then me and you for Veronica. We'll check out. Sorry, my nose keeps itching. We'll check out Love in the Jungle. That's all they got to do to get me in is to say Love in blank blank, and I'm like, where? Where is it? Can I find it? I'll watch it. I'll watch other people try and find it. Try and work through their own love. Honey, anytime. Oh, anything else, my babes? I really love spending time with you. And just makes my night, makes my life. Thank you so much for spending some long time with me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Obviously, thank you so much for your comments here. When the video goes up, I would love you to subscribe. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I would love you to go ahead and comment then and give me a little replay gang action. Always fun. I will be very good at commenting back. I have a very easy week this week. So, yay, me. You can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Chris L. Farah. I also have a private Facebook group that's called Vanity Farah, and I always post before I go live. So that's happening there. I'll figure something else out to watch and recap, but it has to be something I like. Tee. But yeah, I'm on the docket. Shall we take a breath, my loves? Shall we start the week together? I mean, technically, we've already started the week in the last time zone, pretty much besides Hawaii on the Western Pacific coast on a Monday. But you know what? This week has started. It has started. The energy is brought in. If it wasn't the best day for you, you still can pick it up. Slow starts doesn't mean bad finishes, honey. Not at all. So yeah, deep breath in with me. Oh, yes, Habibis. Yes, my loves. Hopefully, we're going to get a good episode next week. We'll have, more to talk about. Mohammed and Yvette will come back. And, we are only, as I said, kept saying day 89. So we have a lot to go. And we will see what happens with these coops, these cups, these coops. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you. And people are just coming in. I know I've been gone for an hour and 43 minutes, though. So, all right, baby boos, or Amsterdam, you're my favorite. Thank you so much for my mods. Thank you so much for my super chats. Just thank you so much for your own just presence and energy being here. I love you guys. Yes, Bushy Black Girl. Yes. Look at this girl. Look at that eyeliner. Teach Miona, honey. All right. I wish you all the best. You're going to do it. You are going to kill this week. I feel it. I don't feel it for me, but I feel it for you. That's fine. Breathe in. Stand in your power. All right, my loves. Take care of yourselves and one another. Stand there for what you believe and make art. All right. Bye.